Okay, so today I'm going to walk you through how to download and resize one of these hex sign patterns to whatever project you're working on so that you can print this out at home and use this to create your project. So from the website, you'll hit the download now button. That will go into your downloads folder here. I've already downloaded it and put it into my own folder that I have on my desktop. What you're going to want to do then is extract these files. So if you're on Windows, you'll right click on the folder. That will bring up this dialog box. You'll go to extract all, and then that will open up the folder for you so that you can easily open it. So you want to go into the other folder, and actually let me show you how that works. So you do extract all. That's going to select a destination file and extract the files. So it's currently in the same folder that we're in right now, so we'll hit that. It's going to tell me that I already have a folder named that because I already did this, so we're going to replace the files in the destination. You probably won't get that dialog box. So now you can open up the folder without the little zipper on it. This will bring up the JPEGs and the PNG versions of these files, just in case you wanted to do a quick print of those and you didn't really care about the size. But what we're going to do today is we're going to open up this EPS file, and we're going to open this up by right clicking on it. We're going to go to open with, I like to use Adobe Illustrator, so that's my default for this. We're going to open that up in Illustrator. And now we have the file here opened up in Illustrator. When it opens in Illustrator, there are a whole bunch of layers. You want to take a look at your Layers tab. If that's not open, you can go into Window and then Layers. Make sure that that has a checkbox next to it that brings up this box here for the layers. So what I did here was I locked all of the layers for you initially. I have them broken down into different layers. So each of the design elements is on a different layer, and then I also included all of the color versions. So the color versions I had hidden for this initial file, but you can remove the hearts, you can remove the rosette inner lines, the dividers, the rosette itself, the inner circle, and then the outer circle. These are all locked. If you want to work with those, you just unlock them all, and all I'm doing is clicking on each of these and dragging down. So this is actually what we want to use today. So we're going to unlock all of these, and what I like to do is keep this initial file intact. So what I'll do is I'm going to work on a 12-inch hex sign design today. So I will create a new file, so file new, and we're going to go over here and we're going to change this from pixels to inches. We're going to change this to 12 inches and then 12 inches. We don't really care about the color mode because we're just going to print this on our desktop printer here at home. We're going to go to create. Now this has created a 12-inch by 12-inch file for us. We're going to go to view, and there should be rulers here. And we're going to go to show rulers. If you like to use the Control R, that works as well. That's typically what I like to use. Now you have your ruler set up top, and you know that this is a 12 by 12 file. So what we can do is we can come back over here, we can grab all of the files from this and we can copy them, or Control C. We can go back to this file and just switching between the tabs here up at the top. And what I like to do is paste in place. That's also Control Shift V if you're on a Windows machine. Alright, so now you see that the file was initially a little bit larger than the 12-inch by 12-inch that we have, which is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this down here at the bottom. We're going to come down into the bottom corner. We're going to hold our Shift button down while clicking and dragging down to meet that 12-inch by 12-inch design. So now we have our pattern in here. It's 12-inch by 12-inch. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Control P, or we're going to print. This is going to bring up our default printer. We're going to pick the printer that we want to use, and as you can see, this is a lot larger than the actual sheet that we're going to print it on. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this down to fit on the printer, or on the paper. We're going to keep Do Not Scale as the option here, and then we're going to print this. I'm not going to print it, but for right now, what this is going to do is this is going to print this, then we can slide this over, and we know that we had over half left on that first print, and we're going to print it again, and then we're going to print this, and we're going to print this. So you can slide this around. I'm just clicking and dragging this around here, so you can print each of these, and then what you'll do is when you get these printed out, you can just cut them and tape them where the overlap is, and then you'll have a 12 inch by 12 inch piece, because a 12 inch by 12 inch isn't going to fit on your regular 8.5 by 11. Now if you have a larger format printer, you can use that, but this is going to be the easiest way to get you the correct size that you need for your project. So if you needed to do a different project, a different size project, you could come up here, you could go to your document setup. We're going to edit the artboards, and then we say we want to do a 14 by 14. You can change it up here. You could do 14 by 14. We can zoom out, and then we can make that a little bit bigger. You can also adjust the size of this by coming over here, and you can put in 14 by 14. Make sure you remove all the other pieces, and that'll resize that. And then you could do the same thing. You could print that. So if you were going to do a 14 inch by 14 inch hex sign, you'd have to do a little bit more printing. But you can start in the top left hand side. You could print this. You could slide it over, print again, slide it over, print again, slide it over, print again, slide it over, and then you're going to end up using a lot of paper this way, but you'll at least be able to get a larger format print that way and make it pretty easy. So let me know if you have any other questions. This is the way that I like to do it. This is easiest for me since I have access to Adobe Illustrator. There are some other vector-based programs out there that'll let you do the same thing. Corel Draw is another great one, but for the time being, Adobe Illustrator, just create a 14 by 14 or 12 by 12 or whatever size your file, your hex sign is going to be, and then print it out that way.